Welcome to the repair shop,
Oh, my goodness.
where precious but faded keepsakes
It's proper crushed.
are restored to their former glory.
Zhuzhing. Zhuzhing.
Could I get finished now, please?
Yes.
A dream team of expert craftspeople
I'm absolutely chuffed to bits.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
Yes, look at that.
using traditional techniques passed down the generations.
Perfecto.
It's almost magic.
Nothing better than a plan that works.
Restore irreplaceable treasures
It's perfect.
and unlock the stories they hold.
Happy tears.
It feels more magical.
I just want to hug everybody.
Today, the repair shop is celebrating a national treasure.
NHS, it's 75 years they've been going.
Absolutely. Our whole lives, yeah. And I mean, I'm guilty of needing them.
You're guilty?
More than once. Yeah.
So what we've got to do, going to celebrate them,
Absolutely.
do something.
Now's our turn to pay them back.
Too right.
It's going to be a good day.
The National Health Service was founded under Health Secretary Aneurin Bevan in 1948, providing free healthcare for all. And in recognition of this stellar institution, the first of 4 fixes dedicated to staff and patients, past, present and future, has arrived.
I mean, what is it?
This is a catering trolley. But
Is it?
Yeah, it's bigger than I thought. Much bigger.
Children's Ward Senior Sister Katie Wilson and her colleague Catherine Reid are just 2 of the 1.5 million people who work for the NHS.
Hello.
Hello.
So this beautiful, big trolley
Yep.
is yours, yeah? You use it on the children's ward, is that
Yep.
right?
On the children's
Yeah, we
ward.
use it every day.
Every day.
Right.
Breakfast, lunch and dinner
Wow.
Yeah.
And what hospital was this?
at Frimley Park
And whereabouts in the country is that?
in Farnborough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you both work in the children's ward
Yeah.
then?
We
Yep,
do,
we both
yeah.
work up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys have been working for the NHS for how long?
Oh, Catherine's
Too
much
long on that
longer
one.
than me.
No, I started on Frimley 31 years ago on the same ward. Doing
On the
same
same
thing.
ward?
Same ward, yeah. And he's been with me the whole journey, and he probably arrived just before that, but I don't know exactly when
I'm
yet.
not 100% sure.
I thoroughly enjoyed every minute of it. It's a positive place to be able to turn people around from that really fearful place where they walk in to then actually give them some hope that they're going to get better and go out the door again.
Yeah.
We've got lots of children that have got long-term chronic problems, but all the time you're actually be able to do something to make them feel a little bit better.
See, now this is why I love nurses. Because you guys just make the day brighter.
Yeah.
It's like unbelievable. What do the children make of this? Because it is just a sight to... It's like a real train, isn't it?
It's awesome.
To a child, it's like exactly the right scale to be a life-size trained.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, they absolutely love him.
Yeah.
Right.
It must be nice having things like this on the ward because I'm assuming that kids, the hospital is the last place they want to be.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just for them to see something familiar is
Yeah.
really useful because they're feeling really down, they're scared, you know, they don't know what's going to happen next, and then they see something familiar
Yeah.
and they sort of almost snap out of that and go, ah, great, there he is. I know who that is.
So what's actually wrong with him?
There's so much wrong with him. So,
You ready?
OK, I'll get a chair, shall I?
so as you can see there, there's some handles missing.
OK.
Nicely taped over. And then there's a couple of doors here. One of these doors is for a hot section and the other is for a cold section.
Right.
The doors used to be blue and it used to have a number 1 on the middle one.
OK.
One of these serving hatches is missing.
From this side, yeah.
Is it that side? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
here.
that's serving.
So there's a serving
Serving
hatch
flap.
bit missing there.
OK.
And then he's just a bit battered. He's got lots of damage and he's been scuffed over the years. His face is a bit faded.
Right.
His wheels are a bit misaligned.
Yeah.
Quite hard to push around.
Oh, I know what you mean, like a dodgy supermarket trolley with a wobbly wheel.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
That must be a pain.
And when was the last time he was used on the ward?
Monday
Monday
morning.
breakfast.
Oh, so you're still
Literally.
using him in this
Yes.
kind of
Oh,
condition?
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
There's a certain amount of urgency with this then because the nurses on the ward now are missing him whilst he's here.
Oh,
think
yeah.
the children on the
children
ward are
missing him
missing
as
him.
much, yeah.
Why are you getting this restored now?
I'm coming up to retirement probably in a month's time.
In a month's time?
Yep, so this is brilliant because it's something that Thomas can carry on afterwards, after I've moved on.
Oh,
yeah.
Bless you. You know what you've got to do, ain't you?
Well, that list is long. Yeah.
Thank you for bringing this in.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Bye.
I know it's going to be a lot of work, but I could just picture the kids' faces when this is finished, looking all nice and shiny like he should.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go to your office.
Absolutely. Jump on. I'll give you a push. Right. Where are you going? Out the door.
Whoa.
Joe, you're all over the place. Come on. Careful.
Here we go.
Children's health has been transformed through 75 years of the NHS. Pre-1948, poverty and a lack of healthcare meant 1 in 17 babies died before the age of 1. Part of the push to rebuild Britain after 2 world wars meant care from the cradle to the grave. To say thanks, Dom's contribution will be to get this trolley back on track.
There's 2 sort of sides to this repair. First being a practical side. This needs to work. Luckily, the electronics are all okay, which I'm relieved about. The door handles are missing on here. There's lots of bits that I need to fix mechanically to get it working as it should. But the other side of this repair is the cosmetics. This is the highlight of the day for the kids in the ward, and it needs to look fun and cheery. And at the moment, he's not looking his best. Something else that Katie and Catherine said they really missed was this missing shelf. Luckily, I've got one, which is really good as a reference, but the other side is completely gone. So I think we're going to be making a new tray. So really, I just need to start dismantling, taking pieces off. And I'm going to start with his face, so I don't have to look him in the eye when I'm taking him apart. Oh, here it comes. Brilliant.
But before he gets too caught up in dismantling, Dom is needed inside the barn, where bookbinder Chris Shaw is awaiting a very special arrival.
This is an exciting one, is it not? Michael Rosen is coming in.
Well, I've listened to him for over 20 years. Yeah.
What do you mean listen to him?
On the radio.
Of
I've
course.
got his books. We're going on the bear hunt, mustard in your custard, all of them.
Goodness
love
me.
them. Yeah.
Also, former children's laureate.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
I feel like a kid at Christmas.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
The NHS sees more than 1.5 million patients a day, and someone who's experienced that care firsthand is children's author and COVID survivor Michael Rosen, accompanied by his daughter, Elsie.
Hi there.
Hi.
It's so nice to see you.
Well, nice to see you too.
Thank you for coming in. What have you brought in for us?
OK, well, let's get them out. So this is my patient diary, or as I call it, my very patient diary. So this was written by nurses when I was in an induced coma for about 40 days, in intensive care for about 48 days.
My goodness.
This was in March 2020.
So this is very early days of COVID.
Yes. I'm a pioneer.
Oh.
Yes. And I felt very groggy, a sort of flu-y thing, and then I started getting worse and worse. Then Emma started getting worried, that's my wife. She expressed it later as saying it looked as if the shadow of death had crossed my face. And then Emma drove me to the hospital with Elsie in the back. I can see that now, the sort of lights flashing by in the night it was.
As soon as we took him to a hospital and, had to leave him, then it kind of hit and, OK, this is a lot more serious than just a flu that he has. It was pretty scary.
And the last conversation I remember was, will you sign this piece of paper to allow us to put you to sleep? And I said, will I wake up? And they said, well, you've got a 50-50 chance. And I said, right, and if I don't sign, they said 0. So I signed.
50-50 chance.
There I was, I now know, for 40 days approx.
One of the worst things was thinking of him alone in hospital, which obviously he wasn't. He's been cared for.
This is handwritten by all the nurses in the diary. They're watching me every day and telling me what's going on.
I can't be more thankful, because without them, he wouldn't be here.
Each day they wrote an entry. That's the bit that gets me upset, actually, is just thinking about them and thinking about them looking after me, saying, today I held your hand, and they sing to me and tell me things every day like that.
Would you mind reading us one?
Yeah.
Do you mind?
Absolutely, let's do it. This comes from Wincy. You celebrated your birthday with us. I wished for your speedy recovery. I cannot wait for the day you'll go home and be reunited with your family. You take good care, Michael, and it's been a privilege to have looked after you. May you continue to touch and inspire every human being you will encounter. God bless, your nurse, Wincy. Every time I read that, it's amazing.
This moment in time, they've been pulled in from different wards. They're risking their lives.
Yes.
Nobody really knew about this. Yes. This virus going around.
Some of them died. We have to remember that. Yeah. Some of those nurses and helpers died, particularly in the early stages. These people saved my life many times.
What's wrong with it? Why have you brought it in?
Right, because it's falling apart, and this entry here has actually come out. So I'm very much hoping that you guys can make it so that it'll last forever and ever and ever and ever. You do that sort of thing, don't you? You do magic, don't you?
Well,
yes. Yeah.
So I guess it's preserving it for the future.
Yes, I think, you see, every time I open it and look at it, I destroy it. And it's very sad that it might fall apart.
So I've got to ask about these beautiful illustrations and drawings.
These are letters that children sent to me. Not that I know about it, because I was in the coma, but these are saying things like, get well soon, which is quite appropriate, really. And there is a picture of somebody with bananas in their ears. That's obviously to encourage me to also get better. Get well soon. I got a rainbow there. That's lovely, isn't it?
It's amazing that you've got this pile of these beautiful illustrations and get well soon notes, but what are you hoping Chris can do with them?
Maybe if you could bind them together in some way so that they're kind of displayed within the binding, so I kind of open it and look at it, and I can just live with it.
Well, I'll have fun with that. I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you so much for bringing these in and trusting Chris with these precious pieces of paper.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye. Mark's a bit of a hero, isn't he?
Yeah, unbelievable. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Chris.
If there were ever an example of how brilliant our NHS is, this would be up there. The compassion, the devotion, the love shown, all summed up and represented in this really, really humble book. But the main problem is it's a perforated page, and that is why they're all hanging on by a thread. You can see, like, that group there is all coming apart. So what I'm going to do on the back of the page is I'm going to put a strip of Japanese tissue along here, and it'll seal the page. You'll be able to turn it. It'll just make it as strong as it should be. So Michael brought in, along with his diary, all these lovely cards that children sent to him to get well. So I'm going to make a rainbow scrapbook, a symbol of support to the NHS during the pandemic. But let's sort the diary first. So I'm going to use a heat-sensitive Japanese tissue, which I can iron on. I've got a lot of strips to cut. I know the measurement. I just have to get on, cut them all, and then I can stick them on.
While Chris gets busy with his scalpel, Dom's preparing to heal some steel.
This catering trolley will be absolutely useless if the compartments that hold the all-important dinner doesn't have a handle to actually be able to open it. Over time, they've just worn through. You can see there's all these fractures and stress cracks that are running through. The material is just given up. I'm going to start by welding up all of these cracks. Catherine and Katie have been using this catering trolley for years without one of these trays. Something simple like this tray can actually make the nurses' lives so much easier on the ward whilst they're trying to serve the food 3 times a day to all of the kids there. So I'm going to make a completely new one. I've got a sheet of stainless steel the same thickness as the original. And all I need to do now is a bit of metal origami. This is my folding machine, which allows me to fold each section individually, and then I've got a lever at the bottom that pulls it up and bends it round. OK, that's the first fold done. Once all the edges are folded, I'll weld up the corners, and we'll have a replica of the original tray. It's going to look good.
Next, an antique accessory in need of resuscitation. Dr. Adrian Hayter and his daughter, trainee dentist Lydia, have brought an item for the scalpels and stitches of leather expert Susie Fletcher.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
So, tell us about this bag.
So this is my dad's bag. It's a GP bag, which he used throughout his life, working as a GP in Leigh-on-Sea in Essex.
Oh.
So,
and what's Dad's name?
Dad's name is Noel. He went to medical school in Rangoon. He qualified as a doctor at quite a young age. Wow. And then he came from Burma in the 1960s to pursue a career in the NHS.
So, how come you've got the bag?
When he retired from general practice, I became a GP. So,
did you?
Really?
So he handed the bag over to me.
So being a GP compared to your dad's time, is it a lot different?
Yeah, general practice in those days was a 24-hour day, 7-day-a-week, 365-day-a-year job.
It's hard to imagine that you're on call 24/7 and no matter how tired you are, you still got to go out.
Yeah, I remember as a kid him going out at all times in the night and
Gosh.
he was delivering babies and doing things in people's homes, yeah. And he'd take the bag, you know, the bag was the thing with all his stuff in it, so taking it to those houses. And for him, it was very much a vocation and being part of the community. Yeah. He got to know people and their families, and it was something that he was devoted to, and it was great for him to be part of the community.
And how long was he a GP for?
Oh, he was a GP probably for about nearly 40 years.
40?
Yeah,
40 years.
Yeah. In those days, a lot of doctors came from overseas to work in the NHS. And the legacy is not only what they've done, but their children following that. And, you know, we need people to work in the NHS. And it's great that we've got such a diversity of people who do work in the NHS.
Wow. Where's your dad now?
So, yeah, he passed away in November time.
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay.
And what was he like as a granddad then?
Yeah, he was amazing. he would really encourage us all to work hard in school and in our studies.
Yeah.
But he was also, like, very caring. I think that was a big quality that he had during, you know, both his role as a grandfather and his role as a GP. Yeah. It's nice to have the bag in memory of him now.
And do you remember him using this case?
I remember his desk would be sat there with, like, a skull on top of it and, like, all these things. Wow. And then I always remember the bag would be sat there in the same place.
Should I show it to you?
Yes, please.
Wow.
So this is the case. So you can see here that seams are coming apart here. Yeah. So it's really kind of those edges and the corners are kind of stressed and bowed out. Yeah, it's lots of compartments, but also the sides are moving apart.
I think it's absolutely gorgeous.
So this is all the stuff your dad would have used?
Yeah.
Was that a syringe?
So, yeah. It's a special kind of syringe, though.
OK.
I don't like to know what that is.
What would you use that for?
It's an ear syringe. But it's kind of seized up a little.
Might have a bit of wax in there, you never know.
Probably has, yeah.
So what would you like Susie to do?
Strengthening it so that it maintains its integrity, but whatever you can do to make it strong again.
It would be nice to see how it was when, you know, he was using it at the time.
What are you going to do with it?
We're planning to do a celebration of the 75th year by going into schools. And I'd love to take that into the school and hopefully inspire a few people to think about joining this fantastic profession.
Yeah.
We can help with that, can't we?
I think we can.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
OK.
Yeah.
You're on a mission.
Great.
So we'll have to go on a mission. Thank you both for bringing us in.
Yeah,
okay?
no, it's going to be an absolute privilege to do this for your family, and can't wait to get started.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Take care now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Adrian's father, Noel, was one of thousands of workers recruited from overseas to help staff the government's vision for the NHS. Many dedicated their lives to the service. In tribute, Susie's determined to get this symbol of one doctor's story back to its beautiful best.
This is such an interesting bag. But what I am seeing is everything's got warped and it's got moisture in it. It's busted out the stitching as well, and there's a fair amount of metalwork here, and I'm just wondering if Brenton could not only clean up the metalwork a bit, possibly look at getting that syringe working again. I think the first thing I need to do is start removing these metal corners, and then I can really get into strengthening up these seams that have broken out. There you go. Perfect.
Poetry in motion as Chris continues his paper caper.
I thought I would just start at the page that had actually fallen out that Michael pulled out, and this is where it goes. So this is the heat-sensitive Japanese tissue. Just get it into position. This is a heated spatula, and the heat from the spatula is activating the glue on the back of the Japanese tissue. And I just need to rub along there, and it'll then join on. I almost feel like I'm a surgeon with a very precise tool. Well, that's the first one, and the result, I'm really pleased. I've got a long way to go, but it's a good start. I've popped the diary to one side so I can think about and concentrate on the rainbow scrapbook with rainbow-coloured card, and then I'm thinking I'm going to put a little rainbow on the outside. So I'm going to sew it together. This is one of the aspects of bookbinding which I do find sort of exceptionally mindful. To get a bunch of paper, thread, and be able to create something just from a pile of that, I do find immensely satisfying. Looking at the cards does remind me, you know, how important Michael Rosen is to children. He was Children's Laureate, so important to encourage children to read. This does feel very childlike, making a rainbow scrapbook. Now all I've got to do really is finish the sewing, and then I can move on, shape the book, and then the excitement of creating the outside cover. So I'm progressing really well with the scrapbook for Michael, and I've chosen NHS blue, and then this lovely paste paper I'm using on thing is the sky, because what I'm going to do is recreate a rainbow, which was the symbol of support for the NHS throughout the pandemic. And I've got some beautiful papers, which is the rainbow colours, as close as I could get. I do have a lot of decorative papers. It's been quite difficult to get the exact match of, say, violet or indigo. This is beautiful violet one, which is actually printer's waste from 1870s. This green one I made when I was at college, so over 40 years ago, but never actually used it since. And now I found the perfect project. I think they're all done now. That's the rainbow. Now I've got the fun and games of sort of gluing and sticking on.
Outside, Dom's tussling with his own colourful commission.
OK. Getting this catering trolley back together has not been straightforward. It's quite nice now to be bolting on the last few pieces. It's the end of a very long road. Or track, I should say.
Ahoy.
Oh, here he is.
How's it
Jay.
going? Oh, well done, you. So the face, then, that's the last thing to go on?
You know what, he's here, look.
Oh, bless him.
He's got his eyebrows now. Do you mind giving me a hand putting it on?
No problem.
Is he definitely facing the right way? We haven't put this on.
All right, we'll get this to the hospital in no time.
How are we getting there?
Train.
Hungry to get the food trolley back into service, Dom and Jay have personally delivered it to Frimley Park Hospital.
We've got to get him covered up. Oh, we're going to be here in a minute.
OK.
The catering trolley had been serving 3 meals a day for over 30 years, under the watchful eye of Catherine and latterly her colleague Katie.
Hello.
Hello.
So how you both been?
Yeah,
Good?
really well.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
really
bless you.
strange. It's my last day here.
It's your last day?
My last day on the children's ward today.
Oh.
Yep. Been here 31 years, and today I say goodbye. Yep.
But this is something you wanted to leave and
Absolutely.
make sure
I
that
wanted to make sure that he was still here to carry on afterwards. So he's been with me the whole journey. It's time for him to carry on.
Has anyone missed the catering trolley?
We've all missed this catering trolley. Yes, the patients, the visitors, the parents and the catering staff. He's just one of our team.
So you guys ready to see him?
Yeah.
Yeah, really ready.
Yeah.
Come on, Jay, let's do it.
Wow! He's got his door back. Brilliant. Look at that. Colours on there.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Thank you
The
both.
handles are all on.
Oh, wow.
Perfect.
God, that's amazing. Oh, look at his face.
So can we see him in action?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got some party food.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Time for dinner.
Yeah, let's get him out in the ward.
Come on, Jay, this way.
All right.
It's just nice to have him back, looking perfect and making everyone smile.
Big hug, Thomas.
What we got on today's menu is pizza, chips and peas. Who wants some of that? This young man. Of course.
Absolutely,
You do.
of course he
All right,
does.
Get in there. All right, here we are.
It's almost like I'm getting off at this station and he's carrying on down the line. He can carry on for another 30 years.
A difficult task for Susie as she attempts to reverse the ravages of time that have left the GP's bag in desperate need of treatment.
I've been able to get all the metal corners off, and I can reinforce with some leather and sew these seams back together. I've gone ahead and cut a new strip of leather that I'm now going to insert in between the surfaces of the old leather and the card. And just feed it in between the two surfaces. Right, so that's coming together nicely. Once everything's glued into place, then I can start putting the stitching back in, and this will be a very, very strong repair.
Susie's given me the contents of Noel's bag that Adrian and Lydia brought to her, and there is the typical doctor's stethoscope, and this has actually got Noel's name on it. So that looks in good condition. Susie said that the ear syringe was jammed up, so I'm going to have a look at that first. And this is indeed very, very tight. It's just dirty, I think. So I'm going to give this a polish and see if we can get this working. That piston is lovely and shiny now. I'm going to put a little bit of wax in there to stop it seizing again, and hopefully it should glide in and out really nicely.
I've finished stitching all of the seams together, and already the case is feeling so much stronger. And I'm in the final process of refitting the original metal corner caps using these split pins. So I've just made sure that we've got a clear hole to pop that pin into. And now I can follow up with this piece of metal that has a flat edge. I'm going to put it on the back of those pins, and again I'm going to tap into it, and that will drive everything home. It's so fiddly, and this is one of the easiest corners, so I'm going to be here for quite a while.
While Susie's metal is being tested, the future's bright for Chris's handmade scrapbook.
So I've completed the rainbow, and I've got the rainbow-coloured pages all in. It's all finished, and now a bit of excitement. I can start sticking the cards in. And I thought the first drawing I'm putting in is a drawing inspired by Michael's book, Bananas in My Ears. The idea of hinging it, because they're sort of double-sided, it also sort of secures them in. It makes it a very usable album. First one, quite a lot to go. It's going to take me quite some time, but I am going to enjoy it. I do hope Michael, when he studies it, gets as much enjoyment over the scrapbook when it's finished as I have making it.
As one of the nation's best-loved children's authors, Michael Rosen has been making kids smile for nearly 50 years. So preserving this enduring record of his battle with COVID has been a proud service for Chris.
Wow, you've done a brilliant job.
Thank you, Jay. It's been fun.
For Michael and daughter Elsie, the diary chronicles his time spent in the life-saving care of the NHS.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm very good. Can't complain.
Hello. Hello.
How you doing? You all right?
Yes, yes. Oh, it's all under the blue.
It is.
Right.
How are you feeling, sir?
Very, very jumpy.
Very
Yes.
jumpy, yeah?
Yes, it's a very special book for me, and so I'm wondering what you've done with it. Yes.
Okay. So you guys ready to see it?
Yes.
Chris?
Yeah.
Let's show.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Oh, dear. Oh, look, that's mounted.
Yeah.
That's almost like a school prize, that is. Yes. And this...
All the colours.
Beautiful.
Let's see what Chris has done.
Here we go. How have you done that? It was all cut. And where's the page that was falling out?
I can't tell.
He can't tell. Yeah, that is amazing. It's identical, but not identical.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
How's it feel seeing it like that now?
Oh, it's just wonderful.
It feels good.
Yeah?
All of the work the doctors and nurses did won't go to waste and won't just get lost. So thank you.
Yeah. Oh, that's really special. Wow. I've been in hospital for 5 months fighting cancer and the terrible side effects of the chemo and radiotherapy. I hope you're feeling better after your battle with COVID. I also tested positive to COVID, but luckily I had no symptoms. Stay safe from Millie. Wow. Now, you see, some of the details of these things, when they're in a pile, you don't read every detail.
No, absolutely.
But when it's in a book like this, you do. Yeah.
Well, Michael, it was on the fact that I don't want these to get lost. So I've made you...
A chain, maybe? A padlock?
Yes.
Oh, my very patient diary, is what I call it. Yeah.
And then that can go...
Oh, my goodness. That's lovely, isn't it? It feels very warm to see that, because it is my silly joke.
So all what the nurses have done whilst you've been on the coma has been, like, to save your life. If it wasn't for them, you probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it is the NHS was wonderful when it came into existence. I'm born before it.
Yeah.
I was born in '46. My mother had lost a child during the war. And one of the reasons why she lost a child was because they didn't have the care and the medicines around. So they had a very emotional attachment to this thing that they'd always wanted. It was a dream, the idea that you could have free health care from the cradle to the grave. It just seemed like a sort of wonderful idea.
Yeah.
It was to say we can all look after each other. These people work for all of us. They combine, work together. People from all over the world come and work for the NHS. That's what's powerful about it.
Yeah, very powerful.
It's for everybody.
Yeah. You can't beat it, can you? It's the best in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Yes.
I'm going to take this to Whittington Hospital.
Yes.
And I will show them. Definitely.
That's amazing.
That's a promise.
Thank you.
Oh!
Thank you, Michael.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
You both take care now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm overwhelmed to see something so beautifully made, complete and tidy and there for me whenever I want to look at it, which will be quite often, believe you me.
It's amazing because the patient diary was made with a lot of love, and now Chris put a lot of love into it, and it's a whole new thing as well, which is really, really special.
It's like an act of love to work away, saving people's lives, and doing it with this wonderful spirit of teamwork, cooperation. And it's in the book, it's in the box, and I've got it forever.
The bag that accompanied a Burmese GP through 40 years of NHS service is structurally fighting fit again, thanks to Susie.
Now I've got all the metalwork back on the case, doing the job of giving it all the strength back, I'm going to turn my attention to the obvious damage that we've got on the outside. Just those edges over time have been worn, and it's taken the surface of the leather off. And I have a wonderful reconditioning cream that also has colour in it. It's going to help to revive the leather and make it healthy again, but it's also going to reinstall the black colour that we need. The cream is feeding the leather as well, which is going to help prolong its life. And once I get it smoothed down and polished up, I expect to see something really quite spectacular.
Having travelled from Burma in the 1960s to join the ranks of overseas workers devoting their lives to the NHS, the owner of this bag inspired the next 2 generations of his family, Adrian and Lydia, to devote their own lives to healthcare.
How are you?
Good to see you, yeah.
Just looking straight there.
It's there.
You remember what it looked like when you brought it in, don't you?
Yeah, it's a bit sad.
You ready to see it?
Yeah, I am.
It's amazing.
It does. Oh, that's lovely. It's polished
The
up.
leather looks really good.
But it's his case. It's
Yeah.
definitely his case. Oh, that's going to last now. Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, wow.
Straight to the Surrey. So Brenton worked on all of the tools,
Oh, did he?
and if you look at the stethoscope, when Brenton was cleaning it, he came across...
It's got Dad's name on, yeah. Yeah, he was very proud about his stethoscope. Well, stethoscopes are a symbol. Doctors often hang it down their neck like that. Yeah. Having that back in its right place with his name on there is fantastic.
So how does it feel seeing it like this now?
It's still got its character. It looks like the same but brand new.
It's like a kind of a connection to him.
Yeah.
You know, seeing that there,
Yeah.
I think it helps, doesn't it? It helps us kind of recognise that he's still around us with the things that the legacy that he gave, the service to the NHS. And, for me, that's an important part of his legacy. That's part of him. Yeah.
It's interesting how much the NHS means to you as a family, but how much you mean to the NHS as a family.
It is really a great place to work. He wouldn't have done anything else, I think.
It's been absolutely delightful, and hopefully it'll go on for many years to come.
Thank you.
And go and inspire some new doctors. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.